How do you have crone sex? And why would you even want to? Hi, my name is Annette and my channel is Wise Woman Sexuality. And I'm here to support women of all ages, but particularly older women like me, to embrace the fullness of the sexuality. Part of having sex as an older woman is learning to embrace her crone energy. And often this brings up feelings of fear and resistance in a woman. But I'm here to tell you that if you can really work through that fear and resistance, the crone has so much to offer us. Because when we step into our crone, it's like all bets are off. We're heading towards the end of life and we don't care anymore. We don't care about playing by the rules. We don't care about putting our lovers first, particularly if our lovers are men. It's not that we're selfish. We're definitely not selfish, but we're actually empowered. We're actually there for our pleasure, and we're there to create incredible pleasure for our partners as well as ourselves. We're connected to that part of us that is, really ready to go for it. It's like we're getting that last hit and we want to make the most of it. And we also embrace that part of us that by societal standards is ugly. We're wrinkled and we've got grey hair and we're not smooth and all put together, but we don't care because we're feeling so good. That's what the crone is about. She is about feeling really, really good. And she doesn't care who knows it. She's a bit like the goddess Sheila Nagig, who, if you ever see her image, she's scary. She's like got crazy hair and she's got saggy breasts and wrinkly skin. And she's got her Yoni or her pussy open for all the world to see. And she's cracking up laughing. She's making everybody around her see that how this need for perfection and having it all together is just so irrelevant. Because the crone is actually stepping beyond her ego self as she starts to look down the abyss of what is really at the end of life. She starts to feel more of her aliveness, and she starts to feel that part of her that can fully embrace life no matter what, no matter despite her wrinkles, despite the fact that almost the whole world will tell her that she's not desirable, that she's not sexual. She chooses to go there anyway. She chooses to be really in her body. She chooses to really feel because she's getting more fearless. She's really willing to show up in her body and in her power and also in her witchy part, that part that can experience magic, that part that can really fill her up full of energy because she's got less ego weight to carry her down, to keep her small, to keep her in service of others, rather than really inviting them in to service of her, to service of her greatness, her fierceness around not taking life by the rules, instead taking it by the horns. If you've ever been with a crone woman when she's fully embracing her power, you will know exactly what I mean. If you've ever been in your own crone power, and if you've ever said, I don't care about my wrinkles, I don't care if I don't look like Elle Macpherson or some other Kate Moss gorgeous model, I'm here and I'm in my body and I own my sexuality and I'm going for it. And it's even a step beyond those cougar women who are out there really having a good time. This is kind of the next step along where it's not about looking great. It's not about taking power over a man and getting what you want. It's really about being more in your own body and in your own power and feeling that through the whole of your body, feeling that as your truth, feeling that as your power, not over others, but in yourself. And the more that you do that, the more that you connect to your body and you connect to that part of you down here, which is still juicy which is still part of life right now, exploring that, celebrating that. Yes, and breaking the rules. This is the benefit of your crone woman in having sex. She's not there to create babies. She's not there to satisfy her partner, particularly her male partner. She's there to love herself from the tips of her fingers to the tips of her toes and bring everyone else along with her because she's no longer afraid. She's facing death, but she's facing it with a smile. She's facing it with her own power of deep within herself. And she's accessing the power of her witchy self, which allows her to experience changes of state. It allows her to experience wrinkles and pleasure at the same time, which I've got to admit is pretty well out there. She can have intuitive hits around what's happening in herself, what's happening in any situation, and she can use it to her advantage for both her own pleasure, her own empowerment, and the pleasure and empowerment of anyone that she's with. This is the power of the crone. And for those of you who are fearing your wrinkles, who are fearing your grey hair, who are fearing the end of your sexuality as you've known it, who can see the hormonal pattern drifting downwards to somewhere where they don't want it. This is the invitation to go beyond relying on your hormones, to go beyond relying on someone to want you, and to deeply, profoundly want yourself and the magic that lies within you. And I hope this message will start to move you a little further along to that pathway of embracing the power of your sexual crone. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to subscribe and link to my channel, then inviting more women into this aspect of themselves, yes, please do it.